I'll start. Hello and welcome to Conversations with Friends featuring Terri Sisk. My name is Diana Smuda. I am the program coordinator here at the BASC. We are so happy to be having this program to share with you. Today we have one of our board members, Terri Sisk, and I'm going to let her tell you more about her versus me saying anything. But first of all, how did you get interested in becoming part of BASC and the different layers you've been a part of BASC?
Well, the reason why I got involved with it was because of my mother-in-law, Kay Chandler. She was a huge influence and involved in getting this building built in the whole 9 yards. So, being a dedicated daughter-in-law, and we.
Was she trying to brown nose or anything?
I'm the favorite. And I'm trying real hard to be the favorite. But I mean, whenever they needed some assistance with fundraisers or moving things or anything like that, we tried to assist. And so then that's when, because I live in Niles, I wasn't eligible to, well, there was two reasons why I wasn't eligible to be a board member. Was I didn't live in the district. We just lived over on the west side of town. Okay. And then, and I was too young at the time. Now I'm old enough to be a member, but but I'm still out of district. But they changed the guidelines, and so I said, well, heck, they need some younger people on the board. I'll volunteer. So here I am.
Now, did you used to be a program coordinator?
I did.
So let's hear more about that.
Yeah, I was the program coordinator for almost 2 years, just shy of 2 years, when they first opened this building.
So this building right here. So
this is the building that I worked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alice was the executive director at the time?
Correct.
And who else did you work with then? Was it Joan?
I'm with Joan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So-
she was like my mentor. She taught me everything that I knew and did, and she was a wonderful person to work with.
Yes. She has done some volunteering here at the center, and she is definitely an asset for us. So yes, I agree. Great person. If you see some of our some of our decorations, the Christmas, the tree, and the table settings, you will find that Joan and Leona has done a lot of that. A lot of it is some of the amazing stuff that Joan has created, and out in the foyer.
And I mean, she used to, help with games and stuff like that for the parties and some of the goofiest things that we did for games and things like that.
Oh, what kind of goofy things?
Well, I don't remember, other than there was a ball and a pantyhose, and you had to swing it and get it.
Okay, we had my mom used to, must maybe the age, 'cause my mom did that with an orange, and as a game, had to put it in the pot. Did you ever do that, ladies, gentlemen?
Yeah,
Oh,
what?
yeah. You put a pantyhose wrapped around, legs wrapped around you, and then we had an orange, but you use a ball. And you had to use your hips to swing it to get it to a pot.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, we did it at one of the parties. I don't remember. Probably a Halloween party. I don't remember.
Did you ever do the potato? We sit in the chair, put the potato to your leg, and then walk.
But she comes up with all kinds of wonderful ideas. So you just take that and run with it.
There you go. So how have you seen the evolution of the BASC with programming and with members and everything since the time that you started volunteering and was a program coordinator as well as a board member? How have you seen the progress?
Well, it's kind of difficult because as a board member, when I started in October and the pandemic started in like March. So I haven't really had a true feeling of how things are because it's changed so much. I mean, because it's nothing like what it was prior to that.
Okay.
I think it's going in that direction, but I don't think it's even gotten close to what it was previously. What do you think, Adam?
Well, Pinochle has gotten most of that, right? Pinochle and euchre groups are close.
I mean, but I'm thinking about like potluck and the bingo, cash bingo, and the birthday potlucks and stuff like that. That was just, there's a lot of people and you're doing a lot of stuff. And it's like, it's it's different.
Yeah, and that's the reason, part of the reason that this decision was made with the board and with Adam, not to bring those, because it's so huge, the potlucks and the cash bagel. It's just, at this time, it's so big there, we still have concerns. And we are monitoring, Adam is monitoring the numbers of COVID and everything each and every day, throughout the day, and making, so if we need to make a decision to do something differently, we're ready to do that.
I will say that the staff has been wonderful, and I feel for you, because it's like, it seems like one day you're doing this, and then the next day, well, maybe we can't do that. So you guys have adapted and did really well.
Thank you. Yeah, last fall, last winter, we definitely had challenges that, you work really hard on something, and then it's, doesn't come to fruition, with understanding why. But yeah, we're happy to see the faces. We do, our exercise programs are flourishing, our cards, they're having lots and lots of fun. And our oh my gosh, our fiber friends, they have a blast on Fridays at 1 o'clock. They sit around doing their crocheting, knitting, whatever their fiber craft is, laughing. Our quilting and sewing program is really growing. Virgie is our new lead on that, and we have ladies in there learning how to sew, and she's a great lead for that, and making little lap quilts, and so yeah.
When I was the program coordinator, I did a card making class.
Yeah, did you teach it?
I did. So, and then Dan was a huge assistance in that too. And sometimes he'd kind of bring in the cards that he made and be like, oh yeah, let's try doing this then too. Yeah, I did do a card making class. And then we did, different tours and stuff like that. Like we went to Lavender Hill, we went to Notre Dame, a few road trips as well.
Yeah, we're starting to get back on the road trips here. We're able to feel like we're comfortable, we can do that. So awesome, very good, and we're so glad that you are part of the board. Thank you. As she's also the treasurer, correct? The treasurer on the board. So she went in, oh my gosh, head first joining the board, as well as becoming.
Adam is just a huge asset. Without him, it would be a lot more difficult. Yeah, so he makes everything easy. Huh?
Doing it.
He makes everything easy.
Well, he's a wonderful supporter. I agree with that 100%. Thank you, Adam. So let's something else about you. So do you like serving on the board and becoming a program coordinator who's here?
I think the best part about being on the board is the other board members, to be honest.
Oh.
I love them all and have learned so much from them. They are just wonderful people. They couldn't have a better individuals that are serving on the board.
Oh, yay, to our board, yay.
I think that the best part about it is just the other members that you're working with.
Okay. So when you was young, what did you wanted to do when you grow up? What was there?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a flight attendant.
Ooh.
But at that point in time, I was too short.
Okay, I knew exactly what you were going to say.
Back then, you had to be like, 5'6", 5'8", something like that. And I'm like 5'4.5", put that half in there.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be a flight attendant because I was too short. But now I understand why I wanted to be a flight attendant, because I love to travel. And that's, like, when I retire, that's what I want to do. I want to travel. I mean, I like traveling now, but it's limited simply because I'm still working. But that is my goal, is to travel.
So where are some really interesting places that you say, oh my gosh, this is a must place to see, that you have traveled to?
That I have been to?
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed Scotland.
Oh wow, so overseas.
And I enjoyed Ireland. And then in the States, we went to Washington, D.C. I think that's a good place to go as well, Washington, D.C. In 2019, we went up to San Francisco and then seen the redwood trees, and that was beautiful. Normally I don't want to go someplace a second time because I want to see other places, but I think I would go back there again anytime. It was beautiful. And then I have on my bucket list of, I want to go to the Grand Canyon next September, we're supposed to go to the Badlands and go see.
South Dakota,
Mhm. So, we're gonna
Mount
do a,
Rushmore and all that fun stuff.
yeah, we're gonna do a family road trip with my mother-in-law, her best friend, and, her daughter-in-law. We're gonna take 10 days and go out west.
It's gorgeous out there.
Mhm. I haven't been that far.
Have you been to Yellowstone before at all?
No, I haven't.
Out west, okay. Okay. So where else do you want to go?
I'd like to go to Europe again, and I've been married for 15 years, and I've been trying to get my husband to get his passport, and he finally got his passport in 2020.
And everything is shut down.
So he applied for his passport in February, COVID hit in March, and he finally got his passport, I think, in June, but we can't go anywhere, so,
You haven't.
but yeah, and then, I'd like to go to Hawaii, Alaska, so, yep.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. I like to travel too.
Do you?
Adam's he likes to go traveling, hiking, so I definitely have appreciation for that wanderlust
Yeah,
fever.
I have an interest in other cultures and other stuff, so, I like finding out what other environments are like.
Yeah. And a lot of people do talk about Ireland and Scotland. So for you and your personal experience, what was it that was like, what were you just so amazed about?
It was beautiful. It's just, you can't even take pictures of it and look at them and go, that does not even justify how beautiful it was over
Is
there.
it just because it's just so big and expansive?
Green. It's just, I don't know, it's beautiful. But I'm a very I like nature. So, I mean, it's like, I'm not a big city person, so I mean, I don't care about going to like a lot of cities, but, so it's gorgeous.
Excellent. What a fun. Now, did you travel a lot when you was a child?
No.
No. But something different that was burning inside you that you
Well,
just knew?
my first marriage, my husband was in the Air Force, so
Oh.
we did a lot of traveling around with that.
Okay.
So
Very
we
good.
were in Oklahoma, Mississippi, Georgia, California, and Japan.
Oh, did you live there then?
Mhm.
That's Japan, just out of curiosity, how was that cultural with the way they eat and the,
The first 6 weeks there was difficult. I was very excited when I went over there. I'm like, I wanted to be in a different country and experience their culture. And then when we got there, we lived off base for about 6 weeks, and I was like, I had no car, I didn't speak the language, and I was like, get me off of here.
Yeah.
So then we moved on base, and then it was just like living in the United States. So I really didn't get to experience it
Okay.
the way I should have, but it was interesting.
kind of like a culture shock then, would you say?
Oh, it's very culture shock, very culture shock.
Did you guys ever take time to go on ventures
Oh, we
outside the
did,
base?
we did. We went to an expo, the first week we were there, we went to an expo, and people kept coming up to us and speaking in Japanese and had no idea what they were saying, but we had a good time. We went ice skating. Living in Michigan, you would think I'd know how to ice skate, but I don't. And so we went ice skating there, and I'm trying to think of some other things. We did quite a bit of stuff. We usually, every weekend, we went someplace and did something.
Oh, okay, good.
Mhm.
So their land, is it green? They had
It's
the four
just where
seasons,
we
right?
were at, we were in the most northern part of Japan, in Misawa, Japan. And it's almost like living in Michigan,
Okay.
except that you got the ocean.
Okay.
Instead of Lake Michigan, we had the ocean. But their weather was very similar to this. It snowed, and
That's what I
it was exactly like living in Michigan. And then the base that we were at was a very rural area, so it was like being at home, to be honest.
Okay. So with the terrain, was it hilly?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just trying to remember what I've seen pictures of Japan
Well, it
looking like.
depends on what part of Japan that you're in, though. I mean, it's almost like California, you got your northern part and then your southern part.
Oh, okay.
Because like down in by where Tokyo is, it's It's more like Southern California, I think.
Okay, oh, that's interesting. So what are some of your favorite childhood memories?
Gosh, I don't know.
Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Niles then?
I did. I
Okay.
did.
So you
Yeah.
went to Niles High and all that fun stuff?
Well, sort of.
Okay. That's fine.
That one was gonna come to your last question.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like, what wisdom do you have? Because I was like, I was a teenage mother.
Okay.
And so I was a high school dropout. And I didn't, and then most people, when they perceive what a high school dropout is, somebody that's gonna be on state assistance and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I didn't do that. I mean, and granted, I didn't go back to school right away, but I did go back. I got my high school diploma.
Excellent.
I went and I got my associate's degree. Then I went back and got my bachelor's degree because I was telling my kids since they were knee-high to a grasshopper, you're going to college. And I'm like, well, how can I tell my children they have to go to the college when their own mother hasn't? So I went back, I got my degree. They both got I have two daughters, and both of them have their bachelor's degree. And neither one of them was a teenage mother, so I think
We're recording. Can you go that way, please?
I think I was a success, and
Yeah, definitely a success.
and it makes me mad when people are like, "You're dealt this, so this is how the income is," and I'm like, "No, when you're given lemons, make some lemonade."
Right.
So
Yeah, well, there's something, I mean, I have friends who were, got pregnant in high school, very successful women. So I don't think that is a stigma like it
Yep.
used to be back in the probably 30s and 40s, 50s, even 60s. But, so congratulations for that. So your degree, what kind of degree did you get?
well, my associate's degree was in accounting, and then my bachelor's was in organizational management.
Oh, did you go to Bethel?
Yes.
Very good. I have friends who went there, so that's a very good place to go, especially for as adults with working. Oh, and what do you do now then?
So now I work in an accounting department in a local fireplace store.
Okay.
And it's a small company, so you wear multiple hats.
Well, that's good.
Mhm.
Well, wonderful. So anything else you want to share with us? What makes you laugh? We did do that one.
Oh, pretty much everything.
That's one of my favorite questions. The people
Well,
really
and
end up laughing.
and I didn't realize that I left that much until when I was working at Plain Mantis. It was a toy company, and one of my coworkers was like, "Were you at yada 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 store?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, I heard you laughing."
Oh, really? That is funny.
Yeah.
Well, laughter, it's good for our soul, makes us feel better, yeah. So that's wonderful. It shows that you're a happy person.
Well, I try to be positive. My favorite word is fabulous, because I'm one of those that you gotta fake it to make it. So if you're having a bad day, fake it. Try to say positive things, and maybe it'll rub off,
Yeah.
So it's like I try to be positive. Most of my passwords and stuff are inspirational words as well.
Oh, now do you read any books then, inspirational books, or?
I don't. I'd like to, but I'm in 3 book clubs, and so that kind of manipulates my time.
It takes over. Well, what kind of books do you like to read then?
I like more like true information. So biographies, memoirs. I really like memoirs. So,
Probably one of the interesting people that you read about. Do you have anybody specifically that, wow, you was kind of like shocked?
no, not really.
Okay.
And like right now, I think I'm into. I have a coworker that is in a biracial relationship.
Okay.
So now I've been trying to educate myself on what it's like to be a Black person living in the United States. So,
Oh, wow.
So now I've been trying to read books that'll educate me on what it's like to be a Black person living in this country, and what I can do to try to help that.
That's impressive. Wow.
Well, it helps when I have a coworker that, you know, we kind of bounce ideas off of one another, so.
Inspiration, that's why, people inspire each other, and that's a wonderful way that you keep learning
I
and
like
showing up
learning.
to be the best version of you every single day. So that is, bravo.
Oh, thank you.
Bravo. Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else you'd like to share with all of us?
No, thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you so much, Terry. We appreciate it. Got to know you a little bit more, because see your board members, but we haven't really sat down and talked, so.
Yeah, I'm not as active as I would like to be, simply because I work, and when I took the position, at the time, I was working 40 hours a week, and I'm like, I could pretty much come and go as I needed. And now, since this COVID thing, my job is like, now I'm working 55, 60 hours a week, so
Oh, the big
it's
change.
a little bit more difficult to do things.
Well, we do appreciate it. She took time out of her workday to be here, so we're very grateful for you, and grateful for you for being on the board, supporting us staff and supporting our patrons out there. You guys really do help us, and you believe in us, so thank you so much. And that's why we are the best of the best, is because of the board members as well. It is
Yeah.
really, it's definitely, it's a tribe, and we have each other's back, and so thank you for everything, and I'm so glad I got to know you. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. My name is Diana. I'm the program coordinator here at the Buchanan Area Senior Center. Please check out our different videos we have on Facebook as well on our YouTube channel. You can see Terry's mother-in-law, Kay Shadler, and Mary Spakeen on there. They really talk about the history of this building and finding this land. It is a wonderful segment that we have, so if you have the opportunity, please take a look at it. And we have other board members, staff, and patrons. In the future, we're having more of our patrons, so please look at it. We have other programs, so I think that's wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Blessings.